Evolution from a metaphysical viewpoint. My theory of evolution is essentially based on, instead of a fish out of water growing legs, is more of an adaptation of the Adam and Eve style postulate. In that, as far back as we can go at least, humanity starts as a very already evolved, though very simplistic physical species, similar to that of most mammals, except hyper-evolved through many, many generations, becoming near, if you will, godlike beings. In that, it starts with these primordial humans. My theory is that through ultimate physical mutation or unlimited adaptation capabilities, which means these primordial humans had the ability to adapt to their environment more physically than mentally. Essentially, throw them off a cliff, they gain the telekinetic ability of flight, or they harden their cells and molecular structure to the point where the fall doesn't hurt them, or throw them off a cliff into the ocean and they would immediately grow webbed hands and feet, maybe gills. From there, these primordial humans discovered pleasure, and with this addiction to pleasure came a heavy genetic, physical, mental, and spiritual lie. The lie of, I don't need all this extra adaptive stuff. What's all this extra physical strength and ability got to do with just, screwing? Sexual pleasure. That's what I was talking about by pleasure, by the way. It could have also been euphoria or some form of ancient pot or drug that was just so popular and they just didn't care anymore. They were just addicted to pleasure or that feeling of ecstasy or euphoria. After this, their cousin species was born. The children born from their fall from grace into madness over about 37 generations estimated of sex purely from sexual desire. This was the rise of the overly evolutionarily disadvantaged humanoid race known as the Neanderthals. With heavily reduced intellect and no idea where to go, these humanoid creatures restarted the delicate yet strong process of evolution through environmental adaptation. Environmental adaptation to their physical needs through, as their ancestors did, physical mutation. Eventually, the Neanderthals evolved into strong, primal creatures which thrived as best they could. After this, the Neanderthals evolved something far different, emotional and mental evolutions. Eventually, this would create the human race known as Homo sapiens. Dun dun dun! No, but it's humans. Capable of rapid mental adaptation, eliminating the need for physical mutation on a large scale. As with the mindset of Homo sapiens came cooking, building, tools, allowing them to adopt a more slender physical form. Along with their own communities and civilizations and ways of communicating, English, Espanol, Italiano, and much, much more. Now, getting into evolutionary relationship of metahumans and normal humans is that of a cousin species, much like Homo sapiens were to Neanderthals and Neanderthals were to primordial humans. Because, while obviously humans are still around and capable of surviving for many generations, their descendants, as well as themselves, before and during puberty, are subject to mutation through physical adaptation. And still more so after they've mutated, or if they do mutate, they're subject still to possible augmentations of that mutation after puberty and after their hormones settle. This can range from eye, skin color pigmentation to the reformation of bones over time. Now, granted, I'm not talking about like 1 minute you're a man or something like the ridiculous theory of lycanthropy, unless you're listening to this in one of your... Oh dear, I don't want to screw anyone over on that because I don't want to rule out any possibilities. However, I am talking about as a metahuman, your bones transforming over time into reformation into a new body. Like, I'm talking about decades, years for this to happen. You might just feel growth pains until eventually you realize, oh, I don't think human feet look like that. You know what I mean? Something along those lines. And I know that it seems ridiculous, but we are a genetic minority, so it is very possible for these things to happen, though they may be very rare. Well, that's my theory of evolution from a metaphysical viewpoint. I hope you enjoyed this weird 3-page lecture, and I'm going to post up the email address again if you're a metahuman who wants to contact me or get in touch. Thank you, and good night. Xavier Godsend out. Oh, and by the way, I know I didn't clarify this in my original introduction, but Godsend is a reference to heroes because it's a very complicated reference utilizing the symbol from Hero's sword. Okay, see ya.